Welcome back to Make Your Own Fun. We are in for a treat today, you guys. From Double Vision, we've got Twiin. Man, and I can't wait to get into it because if you guys don't know, man, this guy is all over the place, and it's the best way possible. He's got so much going on. He's done so much, but how should I phrase it? Like it's only just begun for this guy, man. Like, oh man, the sky's the limit. So just coming out of the intro there, you guys just heard a song called Just Came. All right. And that's their song. All right. So he was gracious enough to let me use that. So I guess it's a good enough, jumping off point for you and just say, where did that song come from? And just lead us into kind of like your songwriting and everything.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you. Um, yeah, man. So with that song, Just Came, man, that's a song that me and my brother did, Twiin as well, with in our group, DP. We did that with the homie Black Spade. He's also like a basically, man, check him out. He's like a St. Louis legend himself, man. So it was dope to do that with him. He was on the hook, and the homegirl Brittany Harmon, I think her last name is, man. That was actually her first time ever singing was on that song.
Oh
First
my
time ever being in the
God.
studio ever. Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't tell,
She was
man. I
nervous
mean,
as hell.
she sounds like a pro.
Yeah. That's what I said. Blessed, man. She we talked about the song just a little bit. I gave her the concept. We gave about like a week before we went to record it. And she was nervous as hell. I remember too. She even wanted, like, we went in the studio and she was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, trust me, you can do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
because I've heard her. I was like, and after a while, like, you get to doing this shit for so long, it's like a feeling that comes with it. And I knew it. I was like, don't worry, just supposed to be nervous. So I took a little shot of some drink, you know what I mean? And she went there and just did her thing, man. And she was like, should I do another take? I was like, no, that's good. We got it. Yeah,
Like nailed it
yeah.
out of the park the first take. Yeah, that's awesome. So let me
Yo,
ask
man.
you
Yeah.
from there, like,
Uh,
do you find that every song is different for you when you're writing stuff? Like, maybe you'll come up with a beat first, or a melody, or some lyrics will just pop into your head. Is there anything that kind of happens more often than the others?
yeah. To be honest, I think because of the way my brain works, like always going kind of. So for me, it's melodies, man. Like I'll hear a melody in my head while just sitting there or doing whatever. You know what I mean? And so really melodies. I'm always coming up with melodies in my head. I'm always working on melodies. Um, so yeah, I think it'll be the melody first, and then I'll just kind of like play around with the beat if I have a beat already. It comes in different ways, man. You know what I mean? It's just whatever
Okay.
inspiration comes a lot of different ways to me.
Are you one of those people that like will hum a melody line into your phone so you don't forget it, or you just got to race wherever you are to like a recording device, or it's just always into your phone?
Yeah, that part. I most definitely do record stuff on my phone all the time too, for real. Yeah, I'll do that real quick because I know the way my mind works. I'll be on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta
Oh
make sure
yeah,
I capture it right then and there.
and
Yeah,
you'll totally
for
forget it
sure.
for
I do that.
sure. All right, well, we got to
Oh yeah.
touch on this, and then we can move on. Which, because personally, me, I've never seen it really. But I gotta ask, man, what is it like to be in a group with a twin brother? And do you guys ever get
Yeah. It's always it's it's challenging. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Because we got our own personalities and stuff, and our own lives and shit. But um, it just I think we just to keep it simple without being too wordy about it, is that we keep in mind that the ultimate goal is the same, but we have our own perspectives on a lot of different things and the way we see things.
right?
But when it's all over, we do come in the middle when we make it work. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I mean we have our own process. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if that makes sense.
Very cool. And moving on from that, do you remember like
Mhm.
kind of when you were a kid, who or what got you interested in making your own music? Did you see other people doing it and said, "Hey, I could do that"?
Yeah, I think when I really think about it, I think really our surroundings, we was always surrounded with music. A lot of people in our family was musical. What got us into music, yeah, it was just our environment. It was always around us. We kind of grew up around a lot of musicians too, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of musicians in our family. But really, to add to that though, yeah, me and Jonathan, me and my twin brother, we actually wrote our first song when we were like 7. We wrote
Wow.
our first rap when we were 7 years old. Yeah, yeah. And so I think music was always around. So we always, I think from like 8, we were really early. Just like I remember being a little kid, we were just like, you know how like when you're a kid, you sing into the fan, you hear
Yeah.
your voice, that sound it makes. We
Yeah.
used to do that. So even then, we were always like obsessed with the sound of our own voice. So I think that it was always in us.
Very
Yeah.
cool. Do you remember what your first
Sure.
instrument was that you guys picked up, or did you guys play the same thing or different instruments?
No, for sure. Okay, so when we were kids, I know for sure it was. I don't know if you remember, but like those little colorful, I think it was like play school bread. A kid toy called it was a little play xylophone. It
Okay.
was a little toy xylophone.
Like a
That was
fish
my
play.
first instrument, first ever instrument, and I just loved the sound of it. And then after that, I got really obsessed with the organ because my mom and dad I remember one day they brought home an organ to the house. And I remember being a kid just jumping on it, just obsessed with like the sounds of pressing buttons and stuff, man. Um, so yeah, it would be xylophone first. And then when like around junior high, I started to play clarinet a little bit. But I never really got too strong with that. My brother, he played saxophone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's very cool,
yeah,
man. So we're gonna jump ahead
yeah.
and tell me about the origins of Smash and Grab and how you guys got that started.
For sure, yeah. SmashNGrab came from basically all was around. Okay, yeah. So it was around like a little bit like pre-COVID because I remember we were like kind of like in the house a lot, and we were kind of burnt out on other aspects of the music at the time.
Right.
But like but we just we wanted to move and we wanted to just make music. We didn't really want to do too much and think too hard. So we started somehow. Oh, I had taught myself how to make beats over time. Over like COVID, I taught myself how to make beats. I forgot to tell you, yeah. So I learned how to make beats, and then I was like, I think we can actually like make a thing with this. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Once I started, like once I built up my confidence. So once I got my confidence up, I made like a whole song. I was actually able to make like a whole song, and from there, I was just kind of like putting stuff out there. I think I was just putting stuff out like on SoundCloud or something. Somebody got back to us. That's what it was. Somebody got back to us and they said they liked the song, and then they wanted to, which was the guys. Who was that? I can't remember at the time. Anyway, they got back to us and they wanted to do an actual project. So, and long story short, that's how SmashNGrab came about. We were like, all right, we got music now. Now we need a name. Now, because we want to actually make this a thing, you know. And SmashNGrab, the concept for that name is like, it just kind of goes with our energy, man. Like how we kind of are. Like, you know, I feel like in life, man, you got to go and get yours. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to your dream.
Very cool.
You know what I'm saying? You can't wait for somebody to do it for you.
All right. Okay. Well, so moving on,
My
staying
bad.
with that topic of collaborations, tell me kind of about how Flash came about with Vibrant Beats and also Take That With You.
Yeah. And Flash was another one. The trip. I think SoundCloud again. Somebody reached out and they heard Vibrant Beats. So what I'm saying is like, dude, this basically ultimately showed me that I could kind of make that a thing. You know what I mean with the beats. I didn't really know if the beats were whack or what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was getting good feedback. So I was like, all right, so let's make this a thing. You know. So like I said, yeah. So they hit us up. Vibrant Beats hit us up, and man, it all just happened pretty organically, man. They set the concept. It wasn't a full song. It wasn't a full song yet, but I think they just had like the piano part. And I was like, okay, we can vibe to this. And then so I took that, and then we kind of just worked around it. I did most of the vocals on the hook, and Jonathan helped with the writing. We kind of worked together on the writing of the song. We knocked that out in like a week or so. It was fun, man. It was really fun, to be honest. Yeah. After that happened, just real organic. We put it out. They did their thing.
That's awesome. And is that similar? Like Take That With You came the same way, or?
Yeah, Take That With You. That was the very, very first beat I ever made, like a full beat. And I know it kind of had like a housey like dance type vibe, you know, which was new for me. Like just making beats was new for me in general. But I was like, I kind of already know hip hop. Like I know this because I've been around it for so long, you know, so I knew how that would go. But I never really challenged myself. I needed to challenge myself to make like a new sound. So I started doing a little bit. I started experimenting with house music a little bit. So Take That With You kind of had that vibe. So what I did was I hollered at the homie, what is his name? Matt Dwicky from Suburban Pro.
Okay.
If you ever look them up, definitely Suburban Pro Studios. They good people, man. They in St. Louis too, Southside. What's up? So yeah, Matt Dwicky, he worked on that too. I got to give him credit because he did his thing. Because when I said to him, I basically was like, hey, bro, you think you can kind of add your touch to this shit? Because he always works on all the mixing and engineering sometimes a lot of our projects. And he's dope. But I was like, I don't know what to do with this, bro. I hope maybe you can give me some ideas. He just sent it back like, what do you think? And I was like, this shit's hard, bro. We could do something with this. So he basically put his magic on it, and then we put it out with him. And it was a go from there. SmashNGrab was born, basically. Yeah.
That's incredible. So tell me like some of the other tracks like you have on SoundCloud, kind of like New Look under your own name, under the Twiin name. Is that specifically out there for like ambient stuff? Like maybe you're trying to hit like some composing kind of a crowd, or like a video game kind of a crowd, to see if you can get some stuff out there that way? Is that what you're kind of thinking about with that?
Yeah, bro, you're exactly right. That was the whole intention behind when I did start making the beats. I was like, first it was just so I can do it and just hear them. But I started hearing some potential in it, like what direction to take with it. Because I actually did study, music composition. So I was like, I was thinking about like maybe using it for like, like sync licensing and stuff like that. So yeah, you're exactly right. That was the idea.
Very cool.
I'm open to doing that for sure.
So we got to hop back in the Wayback Machine because I got to hear some of these stories, man. And I know you got a couple of stories.
Yeah.
So when you guys were first starting out, either with your brother or by yourself, you're hitting up, let's say you're in St. Louis, you're starting to do stuff like the open mics, talent shows, whatever. Like, how did you guys present yourselves? Or was it just the two of you and like a boombox or like a keyboard and some microphones? Like, how did that go over?
Yeah, man. That's crazy. That's a good question. So with that, first of all, let me say, man, we come from this DIY shit. That's all we know, really. It literally started just when me and my brother, my twin brother, when we came up, when we decided we was gonna really like go full-fledged with the music, was when we just started. First of all, we were always known. We were always the twins that rap. So people always just knew us as the rapping twins. We always rap. But when we finally did an album and we did our first song. What song was that? It was, I think it was a song called Just Cool or So Cool. That kind of started making some noise. We put that out on the internet. I think it was like MySpace. We started getting some people hitting us up about that, so they liked it. And then we did a whole album. We eventually did a whole album, and that was called No Explanation. Mind you, we did all this ourselves. This wasn't, we paid for all the beats. The homie Bill Blast did most of the production on there. We did that when we was living in a little town called Quincy, Illinois. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, we did that. We finished that album, and right. Okay, so we put the album out, and then I think it was, so back then, this was around like the MySpace days. There was a thing called Sonic Bids.
Okay.
And we had an EPK I think it's called like back then you call it like electronic press kit. I don't know if that's still a thing or what, but that's what it was back then. That was kind of like how we promoted ourselves and the project. And back then, like I said, so all we had was no explanation. That was the first album, and we put that up on Sonic Vids. And that's when a guy named Chris Hansen from No Sleep Records, it's an indie label. It's based out here in Orange County, here in California, in Orange County. He hit us up on there, and long story short, he presented us with what was a record deal. He presented us with an idea, the concept of a record deal, and he kind of gave us some options and asked us what we were interested in and what we thought we wanted to do. But to be honest with you, bro, we were just happy to have an album out. So we didn't really have a full idea of what we were going to do with it. You know?
They were just like, sign right here.
Yeah.
Dotted line, yeah.
We were like, we didn't even really even think that he would even go that far. We were just like, oh man, we got music. People say they like it. We were cool with that. But then it happened kind of quick. He hit us back and he was like, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to go on tour? Do you want to, what do you need help with? And we were like, shit, man. I mean, all we knew was that we could use the extra boost because we knew that we were coming out of pocket for everything. Like I said, it's DIY. You know what I mean? Everything we did came from our money. We were pushing CDs literally out of the trunk, just like in the 90s, man. We was doing it that way. You know what I mean? We were carrying around. You'll see in some of our videos. You'll see in the video we did, there's one where you'll see me selling CDs, you know what I mean, to customers walking up. I'll sell a CD just like that, you know what I mean, pushing around my backpack. But that's where we come from. So when he asked us what we wanted to do, we didn't really have a whole idea. We just knew we needed some extra help, you know. Right. So long story short, he did present us with the record deal. We signed the deal. We put out one of the singles off that project with No Sleep Records was called It's You. It was also the project was actually called Bifocal. But you can see if you can find that everywhere. It's on Spotify and all that other media, internet, good shit. It's everywhere. You can find it. Bifocal. So we did that with No Sleep Records. That was the project we did with them. And that was the first deal we did. And that was a single. It was a great experience, you know what I mean? We learned how the music business works. We got to boost our fan base like crazy, you know what I mean? Got to travel. People knew us, you know what I mean? So it was cool, man. We got the most out of the situation, man. I can't really complain. It was a good situation.
I gotta follow that up because I always love to hear this kind of story from every kind of artist, which is, do you remember kind of where you were and what you were doing when somebody either came up to you or called you or emailed you or texted you or whatever and said like, man, you're not gonna believe it, like your song's streaming or your song is on the college radio or it's whatever. Like, when did you first realize your music had gone to that next step?
Yeah, man, for sure. Okay, so we were in Costa Mesa. We were on tour. We were on Costa Mesa. We were doing a show out there, me and Jonathan. And Chris Hansen, the label owner, he called us and told us that I think it was a band that he either used to work with or still does. I feel like they used to be on that label too, called Into It Over It. Punk rock dudes. They called us, and they were in Michigan at the time. They were on tour, and they heard it on the radio. They heard our song "It's You" on the radio in Michigan. So we were in Costa Mesa. Yeah, they called us and told us that. Yeah, so I was like, man, you know what I mean? So it just started to seem like we're getting some movement. People other places are knowing us, and we're getting radio play. So it's always a good thing, you know?
That's very cool. So I gotta ask, you're from St. Louis, and I know people everywhere in the country, but in every city too, everybody's super territorial. Like, you can be from St. Louis, but then there's like East St. Louis, and people wear that badge, you know. But I gotta ask you, man, because at some point, like, you can be so far East St. Louis, and then it's like at a certain point, you're just in a parking lot in Illinois. Like, you're not even in East St. Louis anymore. So how had that affected you in terms of like coming up, being part of a scene or an open mic scene or just doing clubs or whatever, and then coming out to LA, how was that different? Was it a big culture shock when you first got here?
Nah, the thing is, I'm even though I'm from the Midwest in Illinois and Missouri, St. Louis. I've lived there, but I'm from LA originally. So like I'm already familiar like with the culture of LA. I'm an LA native for real, for real. Yeah. But no, I mean like it's still definitely a difference though for sure. I mean, to answer your question, I mean like in like out there when we was moving, doing shows and shit, it was like people knew us. People already knew who we were, so it was like I don't know, like I feel like people kind of stuck together a little bit more over there. At least at the time when we were doing it, we were doing shows like at places like in U City, doing the Duck Room. It's like all the hip hop cats and the punk rock dudes. We all kind of knew each other, so we always kind of just vibe out and support each other. You know what I'm saying? So it was more together. We would like kind of look out for each other as far as shows and stuff. But that was just there. I mean, because to be honest with you, when me and my brother Jonathan, our twin, when we were moving, we were doing our thing on our little campaign, pushing our CDs. Wasn't a whole lot of people fucking with us at first. I mean, we got a lot of pushback, a lot of haters. You know what I mean? I hate to say that, but it's the truth. You know, comes with it, I guess. You know, but we didn't really focus on it. We just did our thing. But I mean, to be completely honest with you, especially places like in Twiin, Illinois, it's a small town. You know what I mean? Very small town. And so we were complete weirdos to them anyway, from just the way we moved, the music we were doing. They thought we were crazy. They still popped off, of course, but they were, I mean, yeah, to them, they thought we were nuts. Like when we were walking up asking people about music, trying to, get them to listen to our music, we thought we were nuts, bro. I mean, from their perspective, it looked like, like we were just playing ourselves, like what are you doing? But, so we didn't really get a lot of support at first, at least not from that side of things. So we was on our own. But everywhere else we went, when we did shows other places, they fucked with us, you know what I'm saying? They supported it. They knew what it was. So it was definitely different, though. I guess because, I don't know, it's weird. It's like if they know you, they don't see it as a big deal. Like, I know who that is. And, you know what I'm saying? They see you on stage, like, for what? But elsewhere, yeah, like, especially when we're doing places like Airliner, like in LA, man, downtown, that place is, I don't even know if it's still in existence. But I mean, when me and Jonathan were doing our thing, that was a trip too. That was an experience because once again, we were still coming at things. We're hip hop, but we're not that kind of hip hop. I don't know how to say it any other way. We just have our own way of doing things. But even then, there was still some pushback. You know what I mean? Believe me, trust me, a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So we're not tough guys. Well, we're urban. You know what I mean? We're street dudes. So these elements are still in the music. So we weren't talking about the typical political, hip hop stuff. Yeah, none of that. You know, I mean, that's not really our vibe. We just want to make good music, man. We just want to make good music for people who got a little bit of a brain, I guess, and who can relate to everyday life stuff. You know.
I feel that. In fact, I don't know if you're aware of this David Bowie quote about culture, which I always come back to every once in a while when he said, he's like, I'm so pissed off about people coming at me and saying being part of this and part of that. He's like, people don't understand. Artists are not a part of culture. Artists make culture. And man, that really stuck with me because it's so true. I mean, what you're talking about, what other people I've talked to, it's like when you're starting out, I mean, people might like look at you and react to you like you're from another planet, like the clothes you're wearing, what you're saying, how you're acting, what the vibe is you're putting out, and they might not get it. But it's not that you're doing anything wrong, man. It's just that they haven't caught up to where you are yet.
Right.
And I
mean, it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you, like, what's next? Like, what have you guys not done that you want to do, and where do you want to take things next?
For sure. So with that, SmashNGrab, we're still gonna DV's still gonna be DV, and we're always doing our thing still. But right now, in terms of it as a group, SmashNGrab is what's up. SmashNGrab is what's up. We got some 2 singles still out there doing what it's doing. We got some new projects we're working on. I don't want to get into too many details about it yet till it's done, but it should definitely be out. Our first project from SmashNGrab will be out, should be by like the end of winter we're working on.
Okay.
End of winter we'll have some visuals for it, we'll have some new songs, and we'll have some visuals for sure. So that'll be out. So SmashNGrab we're doing that. And as an individual, you got me, Twiin. I'm fucking with the beats. I got the beats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all the production for SmashNGrab anyway. So I got some individual projects I'm doing. I'm getting back with because designing is my thing too. I mean, like I'm an all-around artist. Don't get me so upset. Art is my shit.
Nice.
So I most definitely design. So I'm working on that too. So yeah, SmashNGrab is going to be tracking by the end of winter. We'll have some new stuff out there. That's what's up, man. That's pretty much it, really.
Yeah, man.
SmashNGrab.
We'll wrap it up here in a couple minutes, but I just wanted you to kind of have like a platform, and if anybody you want to give a shout out to, and also where can people find your work online? What websites do you recommend they go to? And if there's YouTube clips and all that, and go ahead and sell it to them, man.
Most definitely. So on SoundCloud, you can find me if you want to connect and check out the music. Twiin, Twiin on SoundCloud. You can check my music out there. There's a lot of different sounds, house music, trap. You know what I'm saying? A lot of piano stuff if you're into that, ambient stuff. You know. So yeah, that's that. And then you can also holler at, just check out DV at any place. Really, we everywhere. That's what it is. Check out DV Twiin Instagram. Then let's see. We got SmashNGrab on SoundCloud. SmashNGrab on SoundCloud. Check that out. Just type that bitch in there, you'll find it.
And then Double Vision, you guys have an Instagram, right?
Yeah, DV Twiin on Instagram.
Very
you
cool.
Check us out on there if you want to collab. We're still open to doing music, anything creative, really. Don't. We're not limiting ourselves to just one art form. I mean, art is what it is. That's what we came to do. That's what we're doing. So
you might wake up one day and you want to do something, and the next day you want to paint a picture. So
exactly, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So if you want to work, we're open to work with whoever for whatever, as long as it's creative. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. Well, as we wrap it up here, I wanted to let people know that we're gonna everything that Twiin and I just talked about for his websites and where they can find the music and everything. I'm gonna post some links up in the credits, and also during the credits, you're gonna hear a brand new song from him called Groovatube, which, man, I love this. I want you to speak for a minute before we get out of here and let people know that's something about to drop.
Yeah, that's most definitely. I'm glad you said that. So that'll be the single. That's the single off the project that'll be out this winter. It's called Beach Baby Presents. That's the name of the project this winter by SmashNGrab. Beach Baby Presents. Okay, so that's the first single, Groovatube. You're gonna hear that. We're definitely gonna have visuals for that song. I did the production. I just want to make that clear. So if you want to holler at me, if you like that song, holler at Twiin. Like I said, Twiin on SoundCloud. Get at me. All right. So yeah, I'm glad you like that song, man. I love it too.
Very cool.
Hear more of it.
Well, I want to wrap it up here on a high note and say thank you, man. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Oh man,
awesome as I knew you. I can't wait for people to hear your stuff, man, because I know you've got a following, and I know people are rabid for more, and I just want to kind of help you get more word out there, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
You got it, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll have this up for you on Wednesday.
No sense, man. Stay blessed.
All right, man. Have a good one. Bye now.
All right.